Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just quickly a quick intro of who I am. My name is Seba Karaki. I'm a founder and creative director of a clothing brand. That's literally what I do for a living. Every day I wake up selling clothes to women and men around South Africa and the world. You can check us on Facebook and Instagram. It's Karaki Clothing. And I also work for a company that I'm representing right now, which is called Digify Africa. And I'm a digital marketing trainer there. I'm also, just like you guys, a host on Airbnb, but I host particularly experiences. So it's this is I'm really familiar with the Airbnb app and how it works and some of the regulations and stuff like that. So I will be training you on how you can take your amazing platforms that you have, your amazing um, places, spaces, uh, place dwellings. I loved the name that Pumulani used earlier on. Um, Thanks for that. I think I'm going to use that name a lot. Yeah, where you dwell and where you live and the spaces that you are hopefully lending out to people who would want to stay at your place. Okay, so this training, um, we're going to learn how to create Facebook ads, but I'm going to do this disclaimer and tell you that a Facebook ad is very, very useless if you do not know why you are creating the ad. So what in this training and this part of these slides, 80% of what we'll be talking about is why are you creating the ad? Who is it for? Who do you want to see this ad? In As opposed to how to create the ad, because how to create the ad is actually quite simple. Is when you go on Facebook, everything on Facebook luckily is so self-explanatory. Like you can know what step comes after which step and everything like that. But in terms of why you're creating the ad, which type of ad you should choose and why you should choose this ad is very, very important. So the first thing we're going to discuss grow awareness for your business. So we're going to create how the biggest importance of why you will create an ad is to make sure that people know about your business. So you are creating an awareness. And the next thing is to choose the right page promotion. So it's literally saying that choose the right type of ad for your particular advertisement. And then the next one is create and manage page promotions. And then the last one is manage and optimize your ads. Guys, please do remember that I have assistants who are with me in the chat box who will assist you if you have any other questions or if you need any information. They will be there to assist you. Elroy and Blessing are in the chat box. And yeah, let's dive into this. Please be mindful that during the course of this training, I will be referring to you as business owners or as business people as opposed to hosts, because for the purpose of this training everything refers to, for example, it says how to grow awareness for your business. So it's referring to you as a business owner, but also I mean, I know the term that we are used to, especially on Airbnb, as you being the host, but for the purpose of this training I will refer to you as the business owner. Okay, there's a video that we're going to quickly watch. This video, just to give you a quick brief about what the video is about, this is a couple who are in the States. They launched a new product and they were able to literally widespread the message about their product and its product offerings and how amazing the product is through Facebook. And they were able, I mean, it's a couple from the United States, and you know how America is big, but they were able to use a platform like Facebook to target literally all the states in America, and they're doing very well. So same as with what we are discussing, I think in the first session where I said you could be having a very beautiful space or a beautiful location, a beautiful home to host in Mahobaskloof. But people who are in Johannesburg do not know there's a place called Mahobaskloof, or they do not know of beautiful places in Eastern Cape or East London. So you could use Facebook ads just to widespread the message of your business, what you're offering, for people to maybe make plans to travel and come through to East London just to actually stay in your space. So let's watch this video and I hope you'll enjoy it.
I'm Monique. Shavalo. And we own Charleston Gourmet Burger Company in Charleston, South Carolina. I met Shavalo at an event, and I walk in the room and I see a crowd of people and someone dancing in the middle. He had such a big smile, and I just loved him from the moment I saw him. Besides Monique being incredibly cute, one thing I really loved was that she loved burgers. So it was a passion of both of us, even from the beginning. I had 2 cheeseburgers and French fry on our first date. We moved here to Charleston, South Carolina in 2008. We just fell in love with it. The charm, the people, the food, it just felt like home. After moving, we decided to have a cookout for our family and friends to come and see our new home. And we said, let's do something that shows our passion for burgers. We went to the farmer's market. We got garlic, onions, tomatoes, peppers, and we said, we'll just mix it together and let the meat marinate. Well, it's time for the barbecue. People are coming down the driveway. And I just said to Shavalo, we don't have time to try it, just serve it. My mother stops me and she says, what did you do to the hamburgers? There are 30 people at your grill for the burgers. No one wanted anything else. And that's when I'm like, we have got to bottle this marinade. When we bottled our product, we wanted it to go in retail, and we had no idea how to make that happen. So we would load up our car and go store to store. Could you give us a shot? We couldn't believe. They actually would say yes. Once we were able to get our gourmet burger marinade into retail, the other thing is for people to know about it and to go in and buy it. That is when we used Facebook. We wanted to get the word out in a specific region. Facebook allowed us to go in and target that particular city and that particular state, so that way we were reaching the right people. We can boost a post and maybe spend $40, and we've already reached 12,000 people we wouldn't have reached before. When we launched in a new retailer, we take a picture of us inside the store to let people know this is our product. People buy from people. They have to like us. Charleston Gourmet Burger Company represents us. It came from our backyard, came from our passion. So when we do a Facebook post, people are seeing it, but they're feeling us. We are now in thousands of stores across the country. We're in every state. It has just exploded. Facebook levels the playing field, so now people have access to tools. There's all kind of groups out there and information for people to push their business further along. It's just a matter of people realizing that they can do it and the opportunity is here.
All right, I actually want to repeat this, which I loved so much, where it says, people buy from people. So especially with your Airbnbs as well, people stay at your Airbnb because of you, the owner. And it's so hard sometimes for people to know who the owner is, because the app itself, Airbnb, doesn't show much besides the profile with your little picture there. So when you have a place like a platform like social media like Facebook and Instagram, as you are posting your spaces, you include there, you show your personality, you show who you are, people will be buying more into that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it's actually quite a long video, but it's very, very important. I really, really like this. So we can, if you wish, we can go back to this video at the end of this training, just to recap on some of the golden knowledge that was shared in that video. So let's go on to our first part of this training, which is brand awareness, or reaching people so people can know who you are. So the first thing you need to know is that it says reach more people. As a business owner, you want more people to know who you are. Not only people in your location or in your district, but you want people to know who you are. And you know, especially with Airbnb, even though they're not traveling now, but people could even suggest to other people who are traveling to Cape Town and say, hey, you know what? I saw this beautiful Airbnb on Facebook. You should check it out. I saw this beautiful listing and stuff like that. So people knowing about you is a very good thing. You are literally building your brand and building your space by just making people know who you are. Facebook ads provides you the opportunity to reach people outside those who already know who you are, and it allows you to find new customers. It also says you can control how much you spend, who you want to target, and where you want your ad to appear. And managing your results, it's you can do this through insights. With insights, you will be able to see as your ad is going, to see who's viewing your ad, who's interested in the ad. Are they clicking? Are they clicking to see more pictures? Because Facebook tells you stuff like that. Instead of, like, for example, if an ad is just an ad, Facebook will tell you how many people have clicked forward to see more pictures, or which picture has more people interested in. Like, for example, where people are clicking back. When you see people clicking back, that means they really want to see what they saw, like, very well. Like, they just want to recap what they saw from that particular picture. And information like this is very valid for you as a business owner to just know which images attract more clients, or what, or is it more women or men that are attracted to the space that you have on your Airbnb. Information like that is really valid to you. Now, as you're creating a Facebook ad, this is what you need to always think about. As you're creating your ad, you need to remember what your business goal is, the reason why you're running the ad. And I can, like, for example, from the top of my head, I can tell you the reason could be, let's say there's a December special. Then you want to run an ad because there's a December special for your place. The reason could be you have a new listing. You had your apartment listed on Reese 6th Street, and now you want to move it to Bree Street. So you have a new listing or a new apartment. That's the reason. So everything you're creating on your Facebook ad, there should be a reason for it. And I know everybody thinks the ultimate reason is for people to actually book and stay at your place. That necessarily isn't. Sometimes you just want people to know that there's a new direction or a new address to your place. So you need to make sure you are clear with what the business goal is. I see my internet is slightly unstable. Apologies for that. The second thing that you want to know is, then when you know what the reason is, then you go to the second thing, which is the audience. You need to be also clear who your target audience is. Who are the people that are supposed to stay at your place or know the information that you're sharing? So things to consider, like the location, the age, the range, or the age range here, and the interest. So before you place your first ad, do a little bit of preparation. Start by creating the following things, and you'll need to define, for example, the next thing, the budget. Keep in mind your goal. So if your goal is to just inform people that you've changed like, let's say you've changed address, maybe you don't want to tell a lot of people. You may want to tell your already existing customers, so you don't want to spend a lot of money. But if there's a new campaign, maybe you have your places are now going for 50% off. That's something that will interest a lot of people. So you may want to put a lot of money towards your advertisement so that a lot of people can see it, and then they'll be able to make the booking. And then the last thing that you need to always think about, which is very important, and what I love about places on Instagram, on Airbnb, is that images on Airbnb are really great. Everywhere you go, there is this picture perfect listing. So already you guys, the Airbnb host, you are at an advantage, unlike somebody who's maybe going into a clothing business and they don't even know the tricks and the trade of like taking beautiful pictures or anything like that. So I think the tourism industry, from a very even back in the 90s, images and how you're taking great beautiful images has been such a beautiful thing. What you may want to do is, now you're now advancing yourself, is not only take beautiful images, take videos. In the world we're living in right now, what makes sense to us is videos, because we are always on our phone. So we want something that's static, something that moves a bit, something that makes me feel like, oh, I'm turning my head. Oh, what's happening under this bed? Anything like that is captivating. And you know why you want captivating? Because there's already so many images on Facebook and Instagram. So videos is that one thing that is unique to your place. Because a picture of a bedroom with a lamp on the side and everything, bedrooms like that could look similarly. But if you take a video and you even put your voice on it, there's just something about how it makes that unique. So the creative includes photos, images, videos, and captions. Now, remember, these are all the basic things that you'll need to think about before you can start creating an ad. Remember, you need to know what the goal is. The next thing is know who your audience is. Lastly, determine what your budget is. And again, have creative items that you're going to put on your ad. And like I said, you can have a beautiful image, but if the caption, if the messaging that's going with that image is not supporting the image, people will not be moved by that image. So you need like words or hashtags or just something that almost complements it and makes it just go together and become a beautiful marriage. So that's something for you guys to remember. If you want to take note of that. Now we're going to go into advertising options. So with Facebook, there is different options that you will see and you will have before you can create an ad. So what you may want to do is define what your goal is, and once you have your goal, then you can choose the right option that goes with your goal. Okay, Clara, I find the cost of ads very puzzling. You set a budget, but clicking systems changes the overall expenditure. So yeah, that's true. What happens is with Facebook is going to tell you how much the budget that you're going to use is going to be spent or how it's going to use. For example, Facebook will not tell you how much you should use, but it will tell you that the amount of money that you've chosen, this is how it will be used. Yeah, it always gives you, I agree with Blessing, it always gives you an option on how you can spend it before you launch your ad. So you will know how much is going to be spent. And you know what? If you should always have that thing of sticking to your guns. If you said my budget for this advertisement is 500 rands, then what Facebook will do, for example, it will tell you that if you say it's 500, for 500, you will reach maybe 10,000 people. If your aim is to reach 20,000 people, then you may want to increase your budget. But if your aim is also to reach 5,000 people, then go ahead with that ad and take that option and use the amount of money that you want to use. But we'll go into that as well as we go along, and you'll see how and what determines the amount of money that goes into a Facebook. Okay, this is a home page. It's another business page. What you do is if you want to create an ad, the first thing you'll do is click on that promotions tab. Okay, this is like a little ad. It's a little video that's just showing you how ads are going. Let's watch this for a few seconds and then we'll continue. So as you can see here, before you do your post, you select the image that you want to use for your ad. This particularly, we're looking at a little video of how to create what we call automated ads, which I really advocate for, and I advise people to use automated ads, because especially when you're starting out using Facebook ads and you do not know what to do, Facebook has what we call automated ads, where it will run the ads for you automatically. All you need to do is just to answer a few questions about your business or your space or what you're advertising, and then Facebook will then use the data that you've given the ad, and then also it will use some of the demographics from your page to find people who are similar to the people who are already following you, because the people who are following you means that they like something about your business. So what Facebook is going to do is going to look for similar people who may like your business or like something about your business. So now we're going to look at tips for running an automated ad. So let's again, guys, this is the part that I think is very, very important, because the first thing you may want to do is just to let Facebook do it for you. So what you do first is create your page, create a few beautiful posts in your page, post some videos, and then when you are ready to create an ad, then start off with an automated ad and select a budget. Remember, with automated ads, you'll see what it says it's for here. Okay. So with automated ads, the first one it says here, answer questions about your business. So Facebook will ask you questions. And when it asks you questions, it's questions related to the advert that you are creating and questions related to your business particularly. So once you've taken that, and then now you take on that the advantage of the automated ad suggestion. So the automated ads will take in the feedback that you've given it and it will tell you, okay, we believe that if you run this ad for 7 days with this amount of budget, you'll be able to reach this amount of results. And remember, it's a suggestion. So you may say to Facebook, okay, the amount of budget that you've listed, I don't want to use this budget. Let's take it down to this. So everything that's here, it's as per a suggestion. Another thing, like for example, it says here, deliver up to 6 ad versions at a time. So you as a business, you'll see the different ad versions as we go along. I'll show you what are different ad versions. And then run your ads for at least 7 days. Remember, Facebook charges per day. So if you have said your budget is 500 rands and they say 500 divided by 7 days, let's see that in each day how much. Oh, my maths is so bad. I think it's about 75 or 50 rands. Oh god, somebody with good math skills. I'm actually looking at my calculator, but it's also, so 500 divided by 7 days. So you see, it's about 71 rands per day that will be used to help to advertise your business. So you can choose, and if you think maybe my budget is 50 rands a day, you'll say 50 times 7 days, it's 350. Remember, Facebook, again, it's giving you a suggestion. It's saying that at least run your ad for 7 days. And I can see here, I think there was somebody who asked a question. They said, what gives more exposure, daily budget or a lifetime budget? Literally, lifetime budget means it's literally talking about, you remember, you choose the term or you choose the term of how long your ad is. So if your ad is for, let's say you run your ad for 30 days, that particularly is the lifetime of your ad. But if you choose to run your ad for 7 days, then the 7 days is the lifetime. The daily budget is referring to how much money is going to be used per day for your ad. I hope that's what it is. But let's just see if, I mean, Elroy also gave you another explanation there. Let's just go. I just want you to remember this part. It spoke about 6 ad versions. We're going to look at those right now. Choosing the right objective. So choosing the right objective speaks about choosing the right objective talks about, remember when we started the session, we said with every business, you need to define what the goal is, or with every business ad that you're creating, every Facebook ad that you're creating, you will need to define the goal for it. Now, what we are discussing now is going to help you with deciding your business goal. Facebook objectives are divided into 3 categories. To choose the right objective, your ad first needs to identify where the overall business goal is. And then as you can see here, it says the first thing is, are you trying to get awareness? Or are you trying to get consideration? Or are you trying to get conversions? Now, let's explain each of them. Awareness is when you just want people to know that you're a new Airbnb in town, and these are your prices, and these are your pictures. You want people to just know about you, okay? So the aim here is not necessarily for people to book, because maybe, for example, you're not even ready to take bookings as yet, or you don't have capacity for a lot of people. You can take like a few amount of people. So that's why in this particular awareness is just literally the word of mouth. Let people know about my business. And then consideration is when you create an ad. Maybe, for example, you say there's a special for the month of November. What you're doing is you're actually telling people that because there's a special, consider booking with us, because we have taken a platform, we have taken the courtesy to give you a promotion. Or, for example, if you say to your clients, to everybody who books with us, they receive a coffee supply for the whole 3 days, for the whole day. Like, it's those little things that you do as a business to help your customers consider booking with you. You know, when people always say, we are 5 kilometers away from the mall. Like, let's say you as a business, you have a Airbnb, and right next to you a mall gets opened and everything. You can actually create an ad that is advertising your services, but with the consideration that when people come to your services, they will also have a mall right next to them. So it's like something for them to consider, or something for them to help them buy with you. I'm gonna give you an example. When customers say, when some restaurants say, Taco Tuesday, eat with us on Tuesdays and order a meal, and you get free dessert. When they're saying free dessert, that kind of advertisement is what we call a consideration. So I think you can see that. And then the last of ad is the one that says it's a conversion. That's when you are saying to clients, book now, buy now. You now feel that, okay, this people have known about our business for quite a long time, for quite a few. And then right now, I just want them to actually buy. I want them to convert and buy. We also call this this system that we're looking at right now. It's also known as the marketing funnel. You cannot skip any point. There is no way you'll skip consideration and just go straight to conversion. If you guys can look at your businesses right now, your bookings, all of your bookings, before people booked with you, they first got through the process of awareness, meaning that they saw you on Airbnb. The second thing is they considered you, and how they considered is they look at the toilet. Oh, the toilet looks nice. The pricing looks really great. Oh, the reviews are great. People are talking so great about these people. That stage is what we call the consideration, and then the conversion. And then they see that, oh, you have a 25% off for anybody who books 2 weeks in advance, or your prices have gone down because of the pandemic. You've taken your prices down, or anything like that. So all of those things as what is helping a client to eventually say, oh, that's it, I have booked with Stella, or I've booked with Joy, or I've booked with Juliana. So anything like that is really this process that which clients go through before they book with you. And let me tell you, sometimes this process can go very quick. I can give you an example. If you're hungry, and let's say you're driving and you're hungry, and the first thing you do, you see that there's a restaurant on the side. That's what it's awareness. And how do you see that there's a restaurant on the side? They have created a billboard. They have created an advertisement or way of luring you in as a customer. So you see a billboard, next thing you see that, oh, they have small meals or like meals to go, and the next thing you see that the price is quite reasonable. So that process of conversion, consideration, and awareness happens really quickly. So clients just quickly bought, and that's it. They were in. But with businesses like Airbnb and everything like that, I can tell you now, even with you, maybe when you're traveling abroad or traveling anywhere else, before you book at any hotel or any place, you probably go onto that page time and time again, considering, checking, comparing with other ones until they finally book with you. Okay, so remember, we call this the marketing channel, the marketing funnel, sorry. Yeah. All right, now let's discuss each objective. So the first one is called awareness. Okay, just to make sure that you guys are also still with me and you understand what we're talking about in the training, at what stage, let's go back to this part. At what stage do you think your business is at? Do you think you still want more people to know about you, so you want awareness? Or you feel like maybe people know about us, but they need more reason why they should book with us, so it's called consideration. For example, people will need to know that you guys give free towels, or maybe you give free massages for anybody who books for more than 5 days. So those little things, we call them consideration. So you as a business may realize that, okay, maybe people know about us, but they don't know about the beautiful things we have to offer, so the considerations. Or do you believe that maybe your business has come to a point where you just want people to book because you're a very well established business, it's been going on for long, there should be no reason for people to still be aware of you or consider you. People should just book. So where's everybody at? I see Teresa's on awareness again because of COVID, the impact, yeah. But yeah, other businesses, where you at? And to be honest, everybody, I mean, 80% of people, we still need awareness, because awareness is an ongoing thing. You are never enough of people knowing about you. You always need people to know about you. I give this example, which is a very practical example, that big companies like KFC and McDonald's and everything, they still advertise their products every day. They still make sure that people know who they are every day, because awareness creates an unconscious, like, something in the mind, where you just literally, now when you're hungry, first thing you'll think about is KFC, and you'll think about a Chicken Licken or McDonald's, because what they do is those companies have created such great marketing that every time you think of hunger, you think of them. So it should be the same thing with you. When people think of hotels or Airbnb in Durban, they should think, oh, there's Elroy, oh, there's Stella. So that's why awareness is very, very important. And then when it comes to consideration can change from month to month, from different offerings that you have, from different specials that you have. So those are some of the stuff that you have to look at. Okay, I'm only starting out. Awareness for us only opened in July 2018, and 28 was a bit of a bummer for bookings as well. Yeah, that's true. Okay, awesome. Awareness is quite a good place. You will always and forever do awareness, which is really good. So now, as we said, with awareness, the business goal is to increase people's awareness of your brand, your services, your business, and for people to like your page so people can follow your page. So the other thing that will happen is, if you want to do this, so now we're discussing with when you're actually going to Facebook and going to choose an ad version. I remember, just remember this way, we spoke of 6 different ad versions, or what we also call objectives. Why are you creating the ad? So we call those objectives. In this case, this business A is saying they want to increase people's awareness of their business, their brand, service, and get more page likes. So if this is what you want to do, the ad version that you're going to create, or the objective that you'll choose, is called promote your page. The next one, it says you want to show your ad to as many people as possible in your target audience. So what you'll do is, if you want to show to as many people as possible, let's say you're selling bags and you want as many people to see this particular bag. So what you'll do is you'll boost a post. So you'll boost a particular post instead of boosting a page per se. So that's something that you can do. And then you want to reach people near your business. So let's say you are an Airbnb, and you'd also like to let people who are around you be able to book your services and just stay at your place for like a weekend or something. So what you'll do, there's an option that Facebook gives you. It's called promote your business locally. So remember, the stuff here on the green, these are already preset and selected, but you need to know which one to choose. So I'm going to give a scenario now. I just want you guys to tell me which one I would choose if I would create an ad. So here's the scenario. Me and my friends are going to the Vaal, and okay, okay, I should create it this way. So I'm a business owner and I'm based in the Vaal, but I want people to know that if you're a local and you live in the Vaal, there's a 50 Rand off every time you make a booking. Which one should I choose? Would I choose promote locally, boost the post, or would you choose the one that's called promote your business locally? I mean, I think they locally, yeah, because I did speak about locally. But I guess you can see, like, okay, here's an example. If you've just, okay, here's another example that I have. If you have just launched your page. So Maureen said, I've just started out. So if you've just created your Facebook page and you have about 5 followers or 5 likes, which one would you choose for more people to know about your business? Which one would you choose? 1, 2, or 3? 1. There we go. Because you want to increase the number of people who will like and follow your page, then you'll choose the one that says promote your page. And then here's the last example. Let's say you have installed new bathrooms in your house, like you have this marble tile and these, I don't even know an example, like but the bathrooms look like heaven. So let's say you've just renovated your bathrooms and now you want to let people know about that. Would you boost your whole page, or would you boost a particular post about the bathrooms, or would you boost your business locally? Which one would you choose? 1, 2, or 3? Boost the post, number 2. So there we go. You guys are doing already well. So literally with Facebook, what you need to do is remember, ask yourself, what am I doing? Am I trying to get people locally? Or am I trying to build the number of likes I have? Or am I trying to advertise this new thing that I have in my business? So always talk about those kind of things and remember those things. Now we're talking about consideration. And with consideration, for example, here's the first example. You want to send people from Facebook to your website or to your landing page or to like a URL. In this case, which, oh, this is perfect. So you want people to look at your URL. And in this case, your URL will be your Airbnb link. So you want to drive people to look at your Airbnb link. So what you will choose as an objective, it will be the one that says, get more website visitors. And in this case, they won't be necessarily going to your website. Instead of putting your website link, you will put your Airbnb link. Do you guys get this? So let's say, and remember when we spoke about automatic ads, they said automated ads will be doing this all together. So it will be promoting your page, promoting your business locally, boosting a post. It will be getting more website visits. It will be promoting an app that you have. So that's why automated ads are really great in the sense that they cover a lot of objectives at once. It's like attacking all different angles. But if you're, as a business right now, you just want a lot of people to go onto your Airbnb link to maybe see people's reactions and reviews about your business, then you can choose that particular objective. I see Joy has said something here. It's quite long. I'm just going to see the question part. How can you create an ad that leads your listing and tackles conversion? Do you need to install Facebook pixels, etc.? How do I do that on a platform I have no control over, like Airbnb? Okay, so I mean, I would suggest Joy to literally just also concentrate on the slides as we're going along, because we're giving all the different objectives, all the different goals that you will be able to reach. And like, for example, right now we've spoken about one where it's driving people to your Airbnb link, your Airbnb URL, which is this one, which is saying get more website visitors. So let's look at all of the different objectives. And in the end, when we're having Q&A, we can maybe discuss more in-depth stuff like that. But for now, I really would like you guys to also concentrate on the slides so we do not get derailed as we go along. Okay, now the next thing, here's a scenario. Reach people more likely to engage with your post, and engaging in which includes people liking or commenting or asking prices or asking questions. So which one would you choose? You would choose boosting a post. Let's say in your particular post, you have posted you have posted coffee. Let's say you as a host, you're trying to find out what coffee would people be interested in. So if you, and let's say maybe you even want to like put on a budget, or maybe not only coffee, let's say a whole breakfast menu or a breakfast offering. So, and you want to create an ad where you are letting people interested in knowing about the breakfast that you offer. So what you would do is, because you would be asking questions like, do you prefer continental breakfast, English breakfast, or South African breakfast? And then because you're asking such questions and you're putting pictures and you say, do you choose option A, B, or C? Because you may want to add engagements, you may want people to actually comment and tell you likes or whatever, you cannot choose the option of getting more website visitors. you can't choose getting more website visitors, but the post is talking about food and you're asking questions. Do you want this? Do you want that? So you always have to remember that. And so in this particular case, you will then boost your post so that people can like that post, can tell you which kind of breakfast they like and everything like that. Okay, the next thing now, you want to encourage people to download your business app. So in this case, you will then also choose the objective that says promote your app, or you'll choose one that says boost your app or boost a CTA. So you have that option that you can use there when you want to particularly allow people to download your app. You can then, I mean, in this case, Airbnb is doing that. If you go on, I was on Facebook right now and I saw links where Airbnb, because it's a company, Airbnb is encouraging people to download their app, which is the Airbnb app. In your case, you may not necessarily want people to download the app, but you may want people to visit your link. So that's why, unless you have an app for something else, or maybe the app for your listing, maybe you have an app for your house of how people can navigate the intellectual or the beautiful systems in your apartment, then you even have an app for it, something like that. But I guess you get the idea I'm going with there. And then the last one is, if you maybe, for example, have created a video that is showcasing your listing, your apartments, your lodge, your Airbnb, and which is quite famous in the Airbnb space, where people take videos. They call them aerial shots or overview views, or a tour, like it's giving you a tour of what the space looks like. So after you've created a nice video like that, when you post it on Facebook, instead of saying maybe you want people to comment on it, you may just want to create an objective where the objective is to boost video views or people to be viewing your video. Because Facebook, what it will do, it will push for people to just see your video, even though they're not commenting or anything, but they will be seeing your video. What will make the people comment or anything like that is if there's something really interesting or remarkable, then they are interested in that and they will even comment and like have messages on there or something like that. But yeah, if you want to share a video on your page, and especially now Instagram has what we call Reels, which are really interesting, cool, and fun. So if you've created a really nice video and you want to boost it, then you'll choose the objective boost post with videos. Okay, the last slide, I did give examples to see if you guys understand. This one for consideration, let's see if you guys also understand. I'm going to give the first example. So let's say you are, okay, here's this first example. You've just opened an Airbnb and you've just put up your house on the listing, and you want people to make bookings with your link. Which one would you use? Number 1, 2, 3, or number 4? Great. You'd use number 1 because you want people to then use your visitors. You want people to visit the actual Airbnb one. Okay, here's another one, and a scenario where you are informing people that they can download an app which tells them how to use maybe the kettle in the house. Maybe you have this high-end kettle that needs you to download an app, or maybe for TV, let's say you need to download YouTube. Oh God. Okay, but yeah, the answer is number 3. I guess we get that. And the last one, we spoke of an example where I said if you've just installed a beautiful kitchen, high-end world-class kitchen, and you want to boast about that. I mean, boosting is really also just boasting about the beautiful service you have. Joanne says number 4. Number 4 will only be applicable if I'm taking a video of the kitchen. But if I'm just posting a picture of the kitchen and I want people to know about the kitchen and how it works, then I'll choose number 2, because now what I'll be doing is I'll be boosting a post. But if I had taken like a video of a panoramic view or video of the kitchen, then I would want to use number 4, which is to boost the video. Okay, you guys are a very good crowd. You understand what we are going with, which makes me happy. Okay. So with consideration, there's still a few more that we have to look at. The next one, let's say you want to collect information from people interested in your products, such as signing up or newsletters or anything like that. When you do that, Facebook will give you an option to create an ad, which is called Get More Leads, or you can boost your contact up, sign up, email us, anything like that. And I think already if you are on social media a lot, you have seen sometimes where you have options where it says sign up now or email us or book with us. So that if you see stuff like that is what we call a an objective where the client chose to get more leads. And referring to, I think there was a question, I didn't read the question properly. When you speak about sponsored just really means that a company has paid money just like you. So every time you'll be using, you'll be posting your ads, you'll be posting your stuff and you'll be boosting them with an ad, it will appear to the other person as a sponsored post, meaning that there was money put for this post for me to see it. And when an ad is sponsored like that, it might be sponsored to get more leads or to get more bookings or anything like that. The next scenario, you want to communicate with your customers or potential customers and to engage in interest in your business. Which one would you choose? You can choose get more messages, and there is an option for that. Remember guys, the stuff on the green is stuff that you will find as you're creating your Facebook ad. Facebook will be asking you, which one do you want to use? And it's very, very important for you to use the right one, because if you choose the wrong objective, but if you match the goal with the wrong objective, then you won't get the right results. The next one, encourage people to call you. Then you'll choose the option that says get more calls, and then generate interest and attendance to an upcoming event. You'll then choose the one that says boost an event. Now we are done with consideration. I'm not going to do examples there, but I think you did see. Just something to note is that you have an option that allows you to get more leads. If your aim is to get leads, just to get people's numbers or anything like that, you have an option to get people to message you if you want people to message you and asking questions, people to get more calls, and to boost an event. Okay, now with conversion. With conversion, for example, you want to encourage people to take a specific action on your business side, such as having them to add items to a cart or to make a purchase. With this one, if you want people to actually now do the actual booking, you will see here, you'll choose one that says the option that you'll choose as an objective is the one that says get more website purchases. In this case, the website will be what? Airbnb site. Also, the other one that's there is the one that says also boost your call to action, C2A, call to action. In this case, you will just be pushing people to book now, book now, book now. So instead of shop now, because I'm a clothing brand, I will use the one that says shop now. So you'll boost the one that says boost shop now. In your case, you might want to boost the one that says boost book now, and then people are booking. Another thing that's there, which is you can use for consideration, is when you want to encourage people to book an appointment with your business. We've just discussed this. Sometimes, remember with book now is you might be booking, which is a final thing, meaning that I'm booking and it's already, like especially with Airbnb. With Airbnb, we don't have appointments. Once you book, it's done, it's sorted, it's yours. That date is reserved for you. So for example, but if you are a business that takes bookings, then you can get more bookings. You can get an option that supports you to get more bookings from clients. Okay, I'm going to take a pause there to just also breathe. But I want to ask, are there any questions regarding what we've just gone through and what we've just looked at? Remember, what we've looked at is what we call ad objectives or ad versions. Versions meaning like different versions of an ad, whether it's a boosting of an ad, or boosting of the page, boosting locally or anything like that. Are there any questions? I'm going to quickly pause for a sec to take your questions. Okay, there seem to be no questions. Okay, are you guys understanding? Are you following? Do you have an idea of how it is to boost how, I mean, are you now getting familiar with what you do when you need to create an ad on Facebook? Does it sound more familiar now, or it still sounds daunting? Just want to take a moment to hear what you guys are thinking. All good. That's great. More familiar, not too sure how it'll look. Okay, great. You know what, Stella, like I say, everybody else, with Airbnb, start with a small budget. With Facebook, start with a small budget. Just create that ad after what we've spoken about. And remember, the best ad that you can start with, especially when you're starting out, is the automated ads. Because with the automated ads, it's definitely going to increase the number of people liking your page and seeing your page and knowing your page. What you may need to do, guys, which is really important, is that make sure that the stuff on your page is interesting, or you're posting regularly. Imagine when you have an ad going for 7 days, and for that 7 days you are not posting anything on your page. You haven't posted anything in 7 days, but you're paying money for people to know about stuff on your page. So another thing that's very important is that you need to have content or posting about your space. Your space is already great. People are staying. You're already making business. All you're doing is you want more people to know about your service. I thought you will show us on the Facebook page how to create an ad. We are going to that part. There is an actual part. It's literally the second slide. So Elsa, you'll see it right now. It will show you exactly where you need to click and press or whatever. But remember, even with that, Facebook is literally self-explanatory. Everything as you go along, it will be asking you questions. It will be saying, do you want this? Do you want that? Because to be honest, what was more important is what we've just discussed now. Knowing what type of objective you need, because you cannot be wanting for people to message you, but you have requested one for boosting your page locally. You know what I mean? If those two they aren't going together well, then your ad will definitely be unsuccessful. The next one, it still feels a bit daunting, spending moolah and not knowing what I'm doing. That's it. So spend little moolah and play along. I mean, after today, you should be knowing a little bit of what you're doing, especially if you'll be doing what we call the automated ads. Automated ads are the ones that definitely there is results from those. And then the last one is I'm doing this for someone, not myself. She has time for this. Okay. Let's now look at the actual practical. So this is your Facebook homepage. If you want to create an ad, this is what you would do. The first thing you do when you create an ad, you'll click where it says there, promote. Okay, the other thing that you may want to remember is that how it looks, the interface of Facebook may change because Facebook is always updating the look and feel of its products every day, but the words are always still the same. So for example, this promote might not be on this left corner, but it might be on the top right corner or anything like that, but it's still the same thing. So when you go on Facebook, whether it's on your phone or on your PC, look for the promote button. Once you've chosen your promote button, this is literally where the meat is at. This is literally where the juice is. And what I mean by the juice is, for example, you can take the easy way out and just get started with automated ads, which is choosing that very first one. Or you definitely know what you want to do. Let's say, for example, now you want to boost your new toilet or your new bathroom that you've done. Then you'll do what we call boosting a particular post, or you want people to message you a lot, then you choose that one. So what we were discussing there, those many different options, they play well here, where the first thing before you go on about choosing money and everything, you need to tell Facebook what is the objective of your ad. For example, this one, boosting a post, promoting the page locally. If that's what you want to do, then you'll click on that one and then you go on to the next one. But if you want people to get more website visitors, in this case, which is what for Airbnb would be, most of you may want to click the one that says get more website visits. And then you click there and then get more leads. What's nice is if you click the one that says get more website visits, it will literally ask you to put the actual website that you want people to link to visit. And then once you've done that, literally you'll just be getting a lot of people looking at your Airbnb listing, which is amazing because once they see it and they see something they like, then they'll book. Promote locally. For example, so now we're looking, let's say in this case, for this example, they've chosen to promote the page just to grow the number of people following the page. Now, what you'll do is you'll put in your banking details so that Facebook can be able to withdraw the money for that particular ad. And then after you've done that, you are done. You have created your ad. So literally with creating an ad is that simple. Unless if you want to, for example, as we go along, we'll look at other stuff where we're talking about the audience, like how to choose the people or how to edit the people, everything like that. But that literally is how you're done. You just click promote, choose the objective or what we call the ad versions, the different ones like boosting, promoting locally, get website visitors. And then once you've chosen your ad objective, then you put in the banking details, then your ad is ready to go. But let's say particularly you want to create an awareness for your page, then you'll choose the following. If you want to create awareness, then you'll boost a post. So let's say, and already if you go on Facebook, Facebook is constantly already saying, so everybody, if you are on if you have your phone with you now, you can quickly just go on Facebook and look at any post that you've done. In this particular, I'm going to look at a post that I've done. If you look at that post, already Facebook is going to say to you, do you want to boost this? Facebook is already going to ask you a question, or it will even suggest to you and say, this post is doing well. Do you want to boost this? So already you can just choose, I want to boost this, and you click on boost. And then after you boost, then you'll say promote. And then you'll choose the option to boost a post. Okay, now also as you're doing that, Facebook wants to know, where do you want your page, your ad to show? Do you want it to show on desktop feed, mobile feed, or desktop right column? So for example, this one that you're looking at here, the picture in the background is what we call the desktop feed. A mobile feed will be the one that people are seeing it on their phone. And then the right column feed is the one that, right column ad is the one that's sitting like on the corner of your business, of your page, or anything like that. Now, when you're creating your ad, you can also add the pictures that you want. And you can link your Facebook to your Instagram so that the ad can run concurrently on your Facebook and your Instagram, which is really, really good. So another thing you may want to do is just to link your Instagram to your Facebook. And with the same amount of money that you've chosen to advertise, Facebook gives you the option to advertise in 2 platforms at once because they are the same platform. They are the same mother platform. So you can be able to do that. And remember, as you're choosing this, these are what we call also call to action buttons. So you already need to know that is your call to action apply now, book now, contact us, or message us, or see us the menu. So anything like that, that also helps you with your business. Okay, now you need to control your audience and your budget. This is where it comes in, the story about budgets. Budget is literally determined according to how many people you want to reach. If you say to Facebook, I want to reach 20,000 people so that 20,000 people can see this product. Remember, Facebook is also a business, guys. So I'm not saying it's a business trying to rip you off, but it's a business that makes sense. If you want to reach 20 million people, it's going to be a lot of work, or it's going to be a lot of advertising for Facebook to do that. And in order to do that, then you'll need to pay a lot of money, not a lot of money, but money that is equivalent to what your efforts or what you're trying to achieve. Sometimes it's worse sometimes when we have people who are having adverts that aren't effective, it's when they're trying to reach a lot of people, but the target audience is not a lot of people. Maybe the target audience, for example, what you're selling at the lingerie brand, but in your target audience, in your reach, you're trying to reach even women, even kids. So you're telling Facebook to work extra harder over time for the purpose, which is wrong, because you should be saying to Facebook, only target women. But you have instructed Facebook to do wrong, and you've instructed it to use a lot of money as well. So in that case, you are actually not getting the desired results. So in case of instead of reaching for a broader reach for what we call people who matter. So people who are travelers, people who like staying, who like partying. Let's say you have an Airbnb in Maboneng, and you know there's people who like partying in Maboneng. Target those people, youngsters. Look at the demographic of your Airbnb. Where is it based? Is it based in Dalmas, where the demographic there is usually older people or people who are traveling but looking for very quiet and scenic and beautiful? Or are you looking for people who are traveling to Soweto, which is vibey, who will be closer to Vilagazi Street or anything like that? When you know all of that, you will know who mattered to your ad or who mattered to your business, and you will know who to target. So when you create your ad, Facebook allows you to edit the audience. So Facebook will not be dictatorship and say, no, you have to advertise for both male and female. No, if your products or your services are only for male, then you will say targeting only male. This is exactly what we're doing, Nkanyezi. So now you are choosing your target audience. So you'll say, for example, in this case, for example, I don't know if this Airbnb has that, but I know when I used to travel in Asia, some hotels or hostels or Airbnbs would say we are only looking for women. Because they clean, they take care of the place, they don't create noise. Or so, for example, but I don't believe with Airbnb there's such a thing. So when you choose your target audience, you can just say all. But what's important is then the age, because you can't be targeting somebody who's 18 or 16. They cannot afford your services. They don't travel alone. And I don't even believe the terms and conditions of Airbnb allows minors to book the space. So what you need to do, and this is where most people go wrong, because they don't edit such things. If you do not edit this to best describe or best target what you're looking for, then Facebook will just be looking for Jimmy, Jack, and Tommy, and Harriet, or anybody else. So what you need to do is put in the right persona information, like your customers. So for example, here, as you can see here, they said the age is between 25 to 40. And then also the location is very important. Where would you want this to be? Like, who are you targeting? So for example, in your case, you can say, Nkanyezi, where are you based? If you can just give me information, where is your Airbnb at? Nkanyezi, sorry. What's your location? Northwest. Okay, for example, perfect. So here in location, you'll say the Northwest, and then you'll even include a comma where you'll say, now we're looking for people in Pretoria, we're looking for people in Free State or neighboring provinces who will see us. Or you can just say, for example, first of all, I'm looking for people in South Africa. But now, if you say South Africa, remember, it comes back to what we spoke about, that is too broad. So you may want to narrow it down a bit. For example, narrow it down with provinces or narrow it down with cities. Yeah. And the nice thing is, let's say, I'm trying to think of an example. For example, people who are in Namibia, if you have an Airbnb in Namibia, you know for a fact, I think Namibia has history with, is it Germans or French? Like there's something like that. There's a town, or let's think of South Africa. Which town has Internet, which town? Okay, Cape Town. Like for example, if you have an Airbnb in Cape Town, you know that you are Eastern Cape. Okay, tell me about the Eastern Cape. Are there any internationals that come to Eastern Cape in particular? Like, are they Germans or people, Dutch people that are coming to Eastern Cape? But okay, let me go back to the Cape Town example. So you may want to say Durban, Pretoria, um, Limpopo, and then you can also add that on the side. You can say maybe New York. You can say California. Facebook allows you to do that. And to be honest, because you're still starting out, when people in New York and LA and whatever, when they see your product, when they see your listing, what they're doing is it's what we're calling an awareness. So the first of all, those people might not even be coming to South Africa, but you might be lucky and find somebody who's coming to South Africa and they see your post about Cape Town and then they're like, oh wow, I may want to stay here. So you will then do what we call then you might be lucky. But even though it's not necessarily people who are coming right now, you will be creating what we call you'll be creating an awareness, which is really good. Creating that awareness is good. So you can choose a city, maybe also look at your history of the kind of people who have been staying in your apartments. Mostly where are they from? Do you have a lot of people from Spain or people from Brazil? And then if you get a lot of people from Brazil, and then maybe you've also designed your place with the Brazil feel, maybe like the colors, or there's a Brazil flag in your apartment, then or there where it says location, include all places in South Africa, not all places, like, but some major places in South Africa, and then also include like maybe few cities in Brazil. And remember, don't say the whole of Brazil, because if you're doing that, you are being too broad. So be specific and say a city or a region or a district or anything like that. Now, after you've put in all that information, Facebook will say to you, either the information that you've put is specific or is broad or it's okay. So when this meter reading thing is in the middle here, that means the way that you have put in the information, it's very good. Like it's not too specific, it's not too broad. It's quite perfect for Facebook to be able to work with that statistics. Like for example, if the information is on the red and it says it's too specific, Facebook will say to you, your estimated audience is too small. Edit your audience to include more people. And then it says potential audience size is whatever. But here's another thing that you may need to know. Your particular listing could be maybe a unique one, or maybe it's a high-end listing. Be explicit that the kind of people I'm looking for is only couples. I'm looking for couples, not meaning no people who are coming with their kids. Or you could also say, aha, that's really amazing. Blessing. Your ad could be translated in that particular country's language, which is really, really amazing. So you can also, so that's all the information that you can get. I want a part that also talks about, okay, so as we were talking about this is too specific, this is too broad. And too broad meaning, as you can see there, it says you're looking for 160,000 people, and it will cost you a lot of money to do that. But if you say this and then it's good, that means it's not too broad, it's not too specific, and the amount of money that you'll spend for those people, it won't be also so much money. So there's a part I want to go to where Facebook allows you to put in the interests. So I don't know if on your side it shows very well, but it's written in blue just above this little graph. It says the interest and it says additional interest. Can you guys see that part? So you can actually type on that and include interest. So let's say, for example, your Airbnb is a 420 space where people are happy and they're smoking green stuff, and you're looking for jar people or anything like that. It's cannabis friendly or anything like that. You can then include there what's the interest, people who like to smoke cannabis, who are green and friendly and 420 or anything like that. So you can put in those hashtags or those keywords for Facebook to actually look for those people who are interested in stuff like that. I'm going to give you an example with my particular with my business. So I started creating scrubs during the pandemic. So we're still in the pandemic, but when we had the lockdown, I started creating scrubs, medical scrubs. And if you think of medical scrubs, for example, when I was doing my audience, I said, what's the gender? Male, both male and female. What's the age group? From age about 21 when they've just finished college to about 60, because we have that big range. And then the location, I said places in South Africa. I put the specific places. But the part where I say it's interest, I literally said nurses, doctors, general practitioners, hospitals, Netcare 911, medical aid, anything like that. I was putting those keywords to help Facebook to show to people who are in that industry or who are interested in that field. So that when my ad goes there, it's not just seen by any man and woman, but it's seen by men and women who are interested or who are in the field of health sector, medical sector, or anything like that. I hope that example was just clear to you guys, or it gave you an idea of what you are. Like, for example, if your Airbnb is closer to the beach and there's a lot of surfing, so if you're looking for surfers or people who like to go snorkeling or any water sports, so you can include their own interest: snorkeling, surfing, hiking, all of these things include that. So your targeting is more precise and more well-rounded. Okay, now we talk about the money. It starts here. Okay. So remember what I want you to also show you here. It's saying Facebook already is telling you here. It says potential audience estimation is 760,000 people. And then now you know that that's the amount of people you can reach with the details that you've put in, with the audience that you've put in. But now Facebook will calculate and say, okay, if you are really looking to reach 700,000 people, this is how much it will cost you. And Facebook will also break it down to you and show you, for example, if you spend $2 or $5, or for example, if you spend $10, you'll estimate to reach, you'll receive 11 new likes per day. So literally what I'm trying to say by this is, everything you do on Facebook, Facebook tells you what the results would be, or what will be what the end goal is. So what you need to do is look at that information and work with that, because that information will help you determine how much money you should spend on your business. Okay. Now remember duration and the budget. Okay, Facebook, for example, is saying to you here, it says you will spend a total of $50 and this ad will run for 10 days and it's ending on this day. So everything you're doing, Facebook again will tell you what the results will be, what are you doing, and how you will achieve what you're trying to get. So for example, it says to you, the total of the amount of money you'll spend, which refers to somebody when they're talking about the lifetime budget. The lifetime budget is talking about, for example, lifetime budget is talking about if you choose that your ad will run for 30 days, then the lifetime budget will possibly be maybe $50. Maybe, wait, what's this? You'll spend a total of 50. Remember this, in this case, so let's look at this little bit of mathematics. I'm really being unnecessary. But if it's 50 rands for a total of 10 days, so 50 divided by 10 should be 5. Yes, so that means you're spending $5 a day for this particular ad. But if you then decide to change your lifespan to 30 days, so that means you'll say $5 times 30 days. So in total, you'll be spending $150. So everything that happens, if you don't read those little notes or little information that Facebook is giving you, at the end of the month, you'll be surprised receiving a bill of $150, and you say, "But what happened? How I didn't allow this." But you forget that you're not aware that your bill is this much for this amount of days and everything like that. Okay, and then that's it. Your ad is done. Now we're talking about managing your results. Okay, before we talk about managing your results, I want to check if you guys. Okay, yeah, I ramble a lot, Peter. But is there anything that you want me to to go back to that maybe I confused you on? I mean, you're calling me out there. Yeah, I do tend to over explain or over give information. Please pardon me on that. But that's why I sometimes take those breaks to make sure if you guys want to understand something or if you missed anything as I'm explaining. Okay, so now you're managing your results. After creating an ad, you do need to know how is your ad performing, and you need to know how is what Facebook does is it will give you all this information each day. So each day as it goes, it will tell you how many people they were able to reach, or how many people saw your ad in this day. And what is amazing about that is the fact that if your ad is not doing well, then you would know already in day 3 that, okay, I'm not reaching the targets that I'm hoping to get. So let me stop this ad and let me stop my ad and create a new one, or change something about the ad. Maybe change from looking for male and female and just going looking for male, something like that. So looking at your ad results is very important. So you're looking at insights, and then you'll go to manage. And then as you can see on manage, you can be able to look at your previous ads that you've created. If you want to just read data from there or just compare the results, you can be able to do that. Also, Facebook will allow you to edit or change your ad until literally the last 2 hours. So you're able to edit, check, or see how your ad is performing every single minute. So if you want to see how it's performing, you'll go to view results. And when you view results, then you'll be able to see, for example, it'll say results from your ad. It'll show you the overview. And if you want to see view detailed results, then you'll click there, and it'll show you how many people were seen here. And for example, we'll look at this one. They were able to reach a total of 19,076 people. There were 380 clicks in total, and the amount of money spent was this amount. And it will also show you the amount of women, the amount of men, and it will show you the location. If you show more details, it will show you their location. For example, it will show you that these clicks are from ages 18 to 24, and the location, you can check the location there: United Kingdom, Brazil, Australia. So all this information is quite good for you as you are creating your ads to know, oh, which area is doing more, which area is showing more interest in my listing. Now evaluate your ad performance, and also after you evaluate your ad performance, make changes if you want. Also increase budget and duration, and also typos happen. They could have been a mistake that you created. Instead of saying nurses, you said nursery. So now there's all these people who are interested in plants and nurseries and all of that stuff, who are looking at my scrubs instead of the nurses. So there could be those little errors where you are trying to target a particular audience, but in the end, you are reaching a complete different audience. So if you're not evaluating your ad as it happens, you wouldn't even see some of these mistakes. And in the end, you will have what we call an ad that is not effective. So please be aware of that, and just always be on the ball with your ads, because you're spending money. So if you're spending money on your ad, then look at your ad and see how it's working. And remember, Facebook allows you to edit your ad. So that's another nice thing. If the ad is not doing well, or you want to add some other information, you can be able to edit the ad, and you can then click on edit and then change any other information you want to change. Okay, and then after you've done that, you can then save the ad. Another thing that's very important is that, let's say, for example, your ad is advertising that there is a water activity that's happening in that is happening in your area, and your Airbnb that you are close to a river, and your ad is targeted at advertising for people to come to stay at your place and also go to the river. But in that whole week, you have heavy rains and bad weather, and this ad keeps going. So because people are going, and because the ad is going, and now the weather is bad, people can't actually come and experience that activity. So what you can do as a business is pause your ad. So you, instead of making it active, you can pause it until maybe the weather is better, or maybe there's, for example, again, in South Africa, there's a lot of strikes or protest actions happening. If there was a strike in your area, or there's anything happening and people aren't able to drive in your area, you can pause the ad so that the ad is not going and wasting money while people can't actually book in your area. So you can do that, and then it will ask you, are you sure you want to pause your ad? And you do that. Also, let's say sometimes in my case, for example, let's say I'm selling bags, and I've posted the ad, and the ad is doing well, and all my bags are sold out. So, and I had 50 bags, all of them are sold out, and it's by Tuesday already, and the ad still has 3 more days to go. I can stop the ad, and I don't have to pay for the other 3 days because I've reached my goal. I was able to sell all 50 bags that I wanted to sell. You did in actual fact is, when I will be pausing the ad, in this sense, I will be stopping it. So pausing the ad means that you can actually pause it and reactivate it, or pause it forever. And that pausing forever means that it has stopped. Delete an ad, but if you delete an app, you will not have information or data from that ad anymore. So it's not good for you as a business to delete the ad. Just pause it, so that every time you want to maybe go back and do research or look at anything, you will be able to get that that information from your previous ad. Okay, we have actually come to the end of our training. The one on ads is quite hefty. It has a lot of information. So that's why we took quite a lot of time just going in all details. But these are stuff that you need to remember and just make sure you are aware of, is that page promotions can help you to get started with Facebook advertising. That's it. Just the simplest thing you can do is, because you have a page and it's not so big, it doesn't have 100 people. Remember, why you want to have 100 people is that when you have 100 people, you can get insights. So the best thing to do, just start with the simplest basic thing, is boost your page, promote your page. Or another basic thing you can do is use automated ads and run the automated ads. Let Facebook help you. And when you start seeing those results, this is when you'll actually be able to then want to explore more and do other kinds of advertisements. The next thing is choose the type of ad based on your goal. So this I've discussed quite enough. That remember what your goal is, and then when you know what your goal is, then choose an objective or a type of ad that is compatible to your goal. The next thing is always be creative and eye-catching with what you're doing. Show what makes your business unique and special. And the last thing is target your ad based on gender, location, ad, age, interest, and more. So yeah, guys, we have come to the end of our training. We usually would have like another 5 or 10 minutes left, but in this case, we have 2 minutes left. According to the time of my training, this training takes 1 hour and 30 minutes. But if you would like to stay behind and ask any questions, we would stay with you guys for like a few 5-10 minutes to answer any questions. So yeah, any questions that you guys may have? In your experience, do ads pay? Do you mean do they work? I believe they work for sure. So yeah, yeah, the ads work so much. Every time I create an ad, for example, if I'm selling something for 2,000 rand and I've created an ad and the budget on that ad was maybe 250, there is no way that I would use 250 for my ad and then I was not able to sell that item. So for me, in that, I always look at it that way. Every time I create an ad, as long as I'm able to sell the item that I'm advertising and also get the cost of all of that, it works out well.